Hi everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Chrissy and in today's tutorial we're going to be learning how to draft a hip pad on a paint pattern, how to trim your foam, how to transfer your patterns to the actual fabric, and also how to cut a pouch of your paint. Okay, so if this sounds like something you're interested to learn, keep on watching. In my last tutorial, I already shared the pattern drafting of this paint, so if that might interest you, I will leave a link in the show box of this video so you go ahead and watch. After watching, you can come here and let's continue with this other one so you'll be able to understand everything. And guys, this is pattern drafting from my last tutorial. I already cut this out. Like I said before, I'll leave the link in the show box. So this is the front and back piece. Okay, now you want to extend the hip line for the back and also extend the crouch line for the back as well. After that, you can go ahead and connect it in a straight line. Okay, so what I have there is the hip and the crouch line. All right, so for the front piece, you're going to start with the front piece. Place your tape on the waistline, then come down by 1.5 inch. Once you're through with that, label your hip line so you don't get confused when doing this. Okay, so once you label, remove the 1 inch for your waistband. Then you can see from the waist to the hip line is 8 inches. Now anything you get from there, you're going to minus it 1 inch. So when you minus it 1 inch, you have 7 inch left. Okay, so to get your underbutt, you're going to subtract extra 1 inch from the 7 inches, and then you will have 6 inches already gonna head to mark. So after that, on the hip line, you're going to place your tape again, then come inside by 4.5 inch. Okay, so once you're through with that, go ahead and connect it like so. Okay, use your curve rule to connect the 3 dots you have there. All right, after that, I'll also blend it a little more bit on the hip line to avoid any form of pointy edge on that side or sharp edge on that side. So this is the curve for the hip pad, like this is the pad itself. Once you're through with that, also don't forget to label as the up and down. Okay, so I'm done with the first piece, which is the front. Now I'm going to work on the back piece. So for the back piece, label your hip line, then come inside by 1.5. Once you are done with that, next thing you want to do is to come down by 1.5 on the waistline. Also from the hip line, come down by 6 inches here. I already told you guys on how to get that. So once you're through with that, go ahead and curve. Okay, just make your curve for the pad. Okay, so go ahead and do that like this. Like I said before, this is your pad. Okay, this is your pad. All right, after curving, go ahead and label as the up and down. Okay, so you don't get confused. Also don't forget to blend this a little bit. So once I'm through with that, I will bring another fresh paper. Then you can see I placed it underneath. Now I want to go ahead first shape the side. All right, so I don't have tracer, so that's why I want to go on this process of first sketching this out, making my point. You can see how I'm doing this here. If you have tracer, once you place it on the fresh paper like this, go ahead and trace it out, trace the curve out with your tracer. Okay, so for me, I don't have it, so that's why you see me making my point here using my marker. So after making those points, I'll just go ahead and curve it out on this fresh paper. Okay, so go ahead and do yours like this. If you don't have tracer, you can go on this process with me, but if you have, it will be more easier for you to do. All right, so go ahead and do yours like this. So after tracing this out with my marker, I will also label as up, down, and back. Okay, so this is the back pad. I'll go ahead and cut it out now. So after cutting the back pad, I'll go ahead and do the same thing for the front. Okay, so for the front, you're going to bring another fresh paper like this. Then you place the front piece on top of it like this. After placing, just look at what I'm doing here. I'll just go ahead and trace it out. First, I'll trace the side. Okay, it's either you use your scissors to shape it first or you trace it out with your marker. So once you're through with that, make this point there and also make the point on this other edge. Then you can see I have 3 points here. Okay, at the upper part, the downside, and also at the point edge. All right. So now after I'm done with that, go ahead and connect it like this. Okay, so after connecting, I'll just blend it a little more bit like this. Then also label as up, down, and front. Now this is my front part. Okay, after labeling, you go ahead and cut it out. Okay, cut it out this way. So after cutting, guys, this is what I have for the front and back parts. Okay, so next thing I want to do now is to bring my two piece, the front pattern and the back pattern. First I'll work on the front pattern. Now from that same hip line, you're going to measure what you have there. It is 4.5. Then also mark the 4.5 on the waistline. Then use your stretch ruler to connect it into the hip line. Okay, just connect it this way. Stop at that point, at that curve there. Then also repeat the same thing on the back. So for the back, what I have there is 1.5 inch. Then also measure it here on the waistline, then go ahead and connect it into the hip line as well. Just end it at that curve. So once you are through with that, now we are going to trace this one out as well. Okay, to trace this out, I will bring a fresh paper to do this. All right, so this is the pouch. Where you hear of tight pouch on hip pads, this is what it means. Okay, like I said before, if you have tracer, you just place your pattern on top of the fresh paper. It's going to be very easier for you to trace it out instead of you going into this long process. Okay, I don't have, that's why you see me going into this long process. Okay, so first, as you can see what I'm doing here, I first have to trace the side, also make point for up and down edge. Okay, then you can see what I did here. I also made a spot, or I just made a mark there. Then this straight line on the paper is what I'm creating here. Okay, I just want to spot it out first. Okay, after spotting those lines, that's a straight line, what I'm going to do now is to use my straight ruler. First I'm going to trace the upper side, that is the waistline, then trace this straight line here on the side, also make my curve for the pouch. Okay, then connect this other one I have here like this. So once I'm through with that, guys, this is what I have here. Next thing I want to do now is to complete this other side. Okay, then use my scissors to trim it out. All right, use the scissors and trim it out once you are done doing this. So after that, you're also going to label as up, down, and back. This is the back pouch. Okay, this part here is for the back. So this is the front. I want to do the front part as well. So go ahead and trace it out this way. Just make a straight line on the side. Also make a point for a straight line on this other side as well. Do the same thing for this other side here. At that curve, you also spot it out. Once you're through with that, use your curve rule to just connect it. Okay, you have to connect the lines you have there. Repeat the same process here as well. Then use your straight ruler to connect it this way. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So once you're through with that, I just noticed it wasn't too curved like it was on the paper, so on the pattern. So that's why I had to come inside a little bit, and I labeled as up, down, and front. This is the front pouch. So once I'm through with that, I'll just go ahead and cut it out like this. All right, so this becomes very easier if you have pouch. If you don't have, you are going to go on this process with me. All right, so after doing that, I want to have a confirmation. So I had to bring my front pad. This is the pad itself, the front pattern pad. So this is it. Then I have to place it here. You can see it's the same thing, and for the pouch I'll have to place it here as well. You can also see it the same thing. It aligns very properly, just that I had to trim out I think this quarter of an inch there. I had to trim it out. I don't want to have excess. I want to have exactly what it is on the pattern. Okay, so now go ahead and trim it out. Just know that after tracing yours out, you have to, replace it like this to, confirm if it aligns properly. All right, so now it aligns properly. Now then I had to pin it down, and I kept it aside. Now for the back, I'll also repeat the same thing for the back. Okay, so this is the back part. So you can see I have shortage on this side. So what I'm going to do is to bring a fresh pepper. Okay, you bring a fresh pepper, then you place it here. Okay, after placing on top like this, you're going to use your marker to, add extra half inch there on that side. You add extra half inch there. So anywhere you have shortage or anywhere that is not too aligned, go ahead and add extra inches to that area, then trace it out and cut it out like this. Okay, so after cutting, I will also label it as up and down. Once you're through with that, also place it, make sure it aligns. Now I notice I had some excess, so I'll just go ahead and trim it out a little bit. Okay, just like this. So after trimming, you also have to label it as up and down as well. Okay, label as up and down. So if you want to cut your pad now, you're going to use this new paper here to cut the pad. Okay, so this becomes your new pad. You can see I labeled as the back pad. All right, so after I was done with this is the pouch for the back. Okay, now I will just place it and you can see it aligns properly. Next thing I want to do now is to transfer this to the actual fabric. So I'm making use of this black. It's not crepe, it's not crepe, just a black plain material. Okay, so it's on a fold of two. Now you place your pattern, then go ahead and add half inch all through like this. Okay, add your half inch for your stitching allowance all through. Add it on the waistline, on the side, on the hem part, and on the other side as well. Once you're through with that, go ahead and cut it out just like this. Once I'm through with that, also go ahead and label as your front. Don't forget to do the same thing for the other piece as well. Okay, so look at what I'm doing here. Also repeat the same thing on the pouch as well. So add your half inch for stitching allowance. Do the same thing for the front pouch as well. This is the back pouch. Do the same thing for the front pouch as well. Okay, so after transferring to my actual fabric, guys, this is what I have here. This is the front and back piece, and also this is the back pouch. This is the front pouch as well. And for the pad, I already gone ahead to cut it out. You can see the pattern on it as well. Okay, when cutting or after cutting your pad, don't also forget to label the up and down, and also label the front and back piece as well. Okay, so this is all I have here for the front and back piece, the pouch and the pad. Okay, so the next thing I want to do now is to trim my pad. All right, so when you trim, you are going to trim it this way. Okay, don't trim on the center side, go ahead and blend it on this other side. So I already gone ahead to do all these on all the part I have here, and after that also go ahead and label it again. Okay, go ahead and label again. So what I made use of was quarter-inch foam. I looked for half-inch foam, I couldn't get it. So if you want a Mickey Minaj shape, you can make use of 1-inch foam or 2-inch foam, but the least you can get is 1-inch foam. I think 1-inch foam is very much better. Okay, to look very comfortable, so natural, more than the 2-inch foam. I'm just saying. Okay, so guys, we have come to the end of today's tutorial. In my next tutorial, I'm going to be sharing with you guys on how to sew and join all this piece together so it will form the hip pattern tight we always know. Okay, so if you don't want to miss the tutorial, please go ahead and hit on the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop the sewing tutorial. Okay, thank you so much and bye.